Like The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, the children Lucy, Edmund and Eustace enter Narnia from a bedroom, only this time not through a wardrobe but through a picture. In the second book, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, the adventure begins one afternoon when Edmund and Lucy are sitting on the edge of the bed looking at a picture of an old-fashioned sailing boat and dreaming of Narnia. "The question is," said Edmund, "whether it doesn't make it worse looking at a Narnian ship when you can't get there." "Even looking is better than nothing," said Lucy. Suddenly, Eustace, their smarmy cousin, burst into the room and began to tease them immediately. He never believed their stories about Narnia, but he was about to find out they were true, because at that very moment, something very strange began to happen. The boat in the picture seemed to be moving. The bow was going up and down, and there was a breeze in the room, and Lucy felt the hair whipping across her face. And then came the noises, the swishing of the waves, the slap of the water against the boat, the roar of the wind. And then the smell of the briny sea. Lucy knew she wasn't dreaming. Suddenly, Eustace rushed towards the picture. Edmund rushed after him. Lucy tried to grab him from the other side, but it was just too late. A huge roller surged over them and swept them away.
Who goes there?
It was Yvette Fielding and I'm probably Peter.
What are you doing aboard the Dawn Treader?
I don't know, and I don't know how I got here.
Stowaway. To Caspian! Sire!
What have you brought me, Reaper Chief?
A stowaway, sire.
Who are you and where are you from?
My name's Yvette Fielding and I'm probably Peter.
Yvette Fielding. Like no Narnian name I've ever heard. What do you want with us?
I just want to know about Narnia.
You obviously know very little about Narnia. I am Caspian the 10th, its king. And this is Sir Reaper Chief, Chief Mouse and lord of all the talking beasts of Narnia.
I'm very sorry.
We've interrupted our quest to find the 7 missing lords banished by the wicked King Miraz. We are in uncharted waters and no one must know of our voyage. Reaper Chief, what do we do with her?
Make her walk the plank, sire.
Oh no, come on, please. I just want to go home.
So I think that's a little severe, Reaper Chief. Yvette, I can make no promises, but we can try and return you to your own land. But what can you give us to prove you will tell no one of our voyage?
I haven't got anything.
What are you hiding?
Just my badge.
Is this your ship?
Sort of.
Your badge. Your badge will do. Kneel, Yvette. By Aslan's mane, I charge you, Yvette, return to the land of Moonpete.
Well, I've come to Milford Haven to try and find out what exactly goes on behind the scenes of Narnia. The ship had to be specially designed for the series, and it was made by building on top of an ordinary boat. The high sides, its great sails, and the dragon figurehead were all built on. It may look like carved wood, but it's really polystyrene covered in fiberglass. It took 5 months to create the Dawn Treader. I met up with Jonathan Scott, Sophie Wilcox and David Thwaites. David, you're the new member of the cast. What's it like?
They wind me up for a joke almost all the time, but so does everyone.
Do they play pranks on you?
Oh, yes.
What sort of things do they do?
Nicking my camera.
Now, I must ask this question, because you've got loads and loads of makeup on. You've got more than I've got on. Why?
Because we're sunburned, because we haven't had enough water. Because in the scene tonight, she used to try to steal some water because we've got a very limited amount.
David, you play Eustace. Now, what is he like? I hear he's not very nice.
That's an understatement.
Eustace, apologize. Apologize to us all, the men included.
I most certainly will not.
Eustace.
Jonathan, you were in the first series. Is it very different from this series?
It's a lot more magical, there's a lot more adventures. Like in Dawn Treader, we visit all sorts of islands and meet all sorts of people. And I think it's a lot more life in the story.
When we go filming for Blue Peter, we take a small crew with us. We take a sound recordist and a cameraman. But to film Narnia, it's a completely different story. There's wood and paint to build scenery, hundreds of costumes, thousands of props, visual effects, the gents, and of course, makeup. They've even got a tumble dryer. In fact, they've got everything they could possibly need for their months away filming.
10 at night, and time for the cast and crew to get ready for a big night shoot. In this scene, the Dawn Treader has been stranded in the open sea, and drinking water has to be rationed. Eustace, however, has other ideas. First, though, a few last-minute adjustments.
Okay, here we go then. Nice and quiet, please. Let's stand by.
Action.
Ha! And what do you think you're doing?
Not all the filming happens on location. A few weeks later, the whole crew moved to the TV film studios at Ealing.
You all right there, chaps?
Inside, the visual effects designer, Tony Harding, was trying to figure out how to fly a giant sea serpent. And this is only the half of it. The whole thing is 20 metres long.
Okay, hold it there. Try the mouth.
The jaws open and close using compressed air, and there's a giant hose to squirt water out of its mouth. The body is made of big plastic tubes, and the serpent's skin is a mixture of rubber and sawdust.
Yes, that's fine.
While visual effects added a few finishing bits of seaweed, the camera crew rehearsed their first shot, which involved tracking past the ship. This, believe it or not, is the top half of the same ship used on location in Milford Haven. Now it's on a hydraulic platform to make it rock.
Okay, here we go. Stand by. Action!
Cut!
Okay, we cut.
Those funny little islands.
Well, I'll swear they weren't there 2 minutes ago.
On deck, shipmates, I smell danger.
Other islands! We've seen other islands!
Once the scene is shot, it has to be edited, have video and sound effects added. So 3 months later, here's how that same scene turned out.
I did see them! They've gone!
Oh, frightening stuff.
It looks fabulous. I'm going to be watching that.
Well, so will I. Will